Now, do you have audio? Do we have audio now? Should have it now. Now, do you have audio? Do we have audio now? Okay, good. Yeah. I was having issues getting on, and it wasn't mute. It was just, we've obviously got a pretty nice setup here, and it just wasn't working properly. So as I was talking and nobody was hearing, I was saying that we had a job cancel this morning on us right as Mac was pulling up. The lady called the answering service. There was some miscommunication there, and with that being said, she canceled. I'm hoping we're going to be able to resolve it because it was a nice job. It was about $2,800, and so that left an entire day with nothing to clean for Mac because I had scheduled everything for him that one job. So there was a couple things that I had seen around my area that I had been wanting to have cleaned. So my son, who's back from college, he is into filming, editing, all kinds of stuff like that. So he and I went out and we set some things up that are going to be pretty cool. So there will be some videos coming hopefully next week on some of this stuff. So actually pretty cool shit. But that's it. Do you suggest seal coating? We don't do any seal coating, but it's definitely something that is a great add-on service if that's something that you want to do. We have enough work to where we're not really looking to add on additional services, especially something like seal coating. But that is it's definitely something that a lot of people do, and you can make some good money. So does anybody have any questions? And I know that I was silent for a minute. I'm not going to hang out for a lot of time. Seal coating for life. I don't know what that is. So if you've got any questions, if you would, what's the difference between a downstream and an XJet? That's a great question. A downstream injector essentially is downstream of your pump, which bypasses the pump. So no chemical actually goes through your pump. You don't want any kind of chemical going through pump because it can ruin seals and it can dry things out. And those chemicals are harsh. You've got ceramic pistons in there. You've got plastic. You've got metal in the check valves, all of these things that you really don't want to add any kind of corrosive liquid to. So that a downstream injector, basically it's the Venturi effect. It's some scientific stuff that basically when it's a high pressure, it is not sucking. It's not allowing that little port to suck any chemical. When it's low pressure, that allows that little ball and spring inside of your chemical injector to open up, which allows the chemical from your chemical tank to flow through the tube into your injector and out the end of your hose through your gun. Low pressure and high pressure are what basically shut that on and off. An XJet goes on the end of your gun, and it's basically very similar in theory to a chemical injector. Basically, it is a chemical injector, but it is drawing a significantly higher percentage of concentration from whatever tank it is. The downside of an XJet and why we don't ever use them is you have to carry around a jug of whatever it is. And in most cases, it's going to be some sort of container containing sodium hypochlorite or bleach. And the last thing that I want to do is have somebody carrying around big 5-gallon, containers of bleach that could potentially spill and cause all kinds of havoc in somebody's yard. I just don't think it's worth it. I would much rather just use a 12 volt or a 24 volt soft wash system to apply a more concentrated solution. Let's see. Mike, how are you? I'm good, Noah. Thank you. Can you soft wash with a foam cannon? Yeah, I guess in theory, but if using a foam cannon for pressure washing or soft washing was something that was a viable answer or a solution to a problem that exists, everybody would be doing it. You don't see anybody doing it except people that don't know what they're doing. So can you? Yes. Should you? It's not going to do a better job. Let's see. I'm kind of in an untouched market for pressure washing, so much so that people don't even consider the service. I'm having a hard time getting jobs. Any advice? Joey, where are you located? Bo Little, QuoteIQ question. I very well could be wrong, but I think the downstream calculator on QuoteIQ is wrong. Not by much. 1 with 10% says it's 10% DSSH. Well, if it's a 1 then it is correct. But honestly, like the quote or the downstream calculator, like Jesus Christ, people, when you get into the minutia like this, and I'm not talking specifically about you, Bo Little, and I appreciate you pointing that out, and we'll take a look at it. But like, you know that if you have a specific chemical injector, you know what the pull ratio is. The calculator is more for batch mixing. That's the thing. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to take that out of it because people get so confused over how chemical injectors work, and you're not going to change the how much people. What type of service should I start at a low cost? Being 15. Well, I mean, if you're 15, in most areas you can't drive. You're not going to have insurance. What I would probably do is, offer something that you're capable of doing, like going to people and pulling weeds, picking, I don't know, like things like that. If you've got a lawnmower, you can offer some of those services. So I don't know. I mean, I get that question a lot, and I appreciate your initiative. Hell, if you've got a pressure washer, you could, in theory, carry that thing around your neighborhood and offer to clean people's driveways. What degreasers is just good? What degreasers is just as good as F9? Dynamite degreaser from Southeast Softwash is what we're using. All about pressure washing. Hey, Mike, I'm 16 and I'm going around $500 a day pressure washing. What is a few things I can do to get more per day? Get more eyeballs on your business. The more people that know about you, the more people that can hire you. It's all about marketing. We purchased the 6-figure framework 2 weeks ago, began implementing, only doing this part-time, and we are booked 3 weeks out. June will be our highest income month to date. Dan, I absolutely love that. And if anybody is wondering what the 6-figure framework is, that is my marketing course where I basically outline everything that you need to do in order to get the jobs coming in order to get eyeballs on your business, to get customers calling you, hitting your website, basically giving you their money, right? I've been doing this a long time and I have taken out all the bullshit that didn't work, provided you with all the stuff that does work. And as you can see, Dan has had much success and I love to hear that. I washed some cows last week. Good. Located in Utah, dry climate. That's what I figured. But there are so many restaurants and gas stations that I can get clean. I can't seem to get the managers interested. First impressions are everything. And, if they've got greasy areas, those are the things that I would point out to them. But I'm not familiar with Utah, but I would assume that, there are health regulations that require some sort of annual cleaning to keep things sanitary and, smelling nice. Let's see. Soft washing is a new thing in Canada. I know only 2 businesses that do it other than me. Massive opportunities here. That's awesome. How do you clean wood? You get How to Wash, which is a course very similar to the marketing framework. And in that, we give you a free bonus course called Wood Cleaning Mastery. And that's how you learn to clean wood. Because there is more to it than just, what I could explain to you. It's probably a 2-hour video, training course within How to Wash. He can clean gutter. Yeah, he can clean gutters. What percentage is a downstream if it is 10% SH? Yeah, Grant, we're not going to answer your questions. Any cheaper products though? Yeah, there's tons of cheaper products. But like this is a conundrum for so many. I want to do a good job. I want to get superior results. I want to be fast. I want to be efficient. But then I want to cheap out on the ways to do it, right? Like, can I clean a roof with a downstream injector? Yeah, you can, but it's going to take you way, way, way too long. Can you do it with an XJet? Sure, but it's not designed for it. Invest in a soft wash system and get the job done in a fraction of the time with superior results. Time equals money, right? And the more time you spend on something, the less money you're going to be making. So I would say buy a good product, don't buy a cheap product, and then you'll have great results, right? Like there is a threshold there, and if you go cheap, some things, I guess, I don't know. It blows my mind sometimes. Yes, go to Lowe's and buy a degreaser, and it's going to be a shitty product and it's not going to perform, but it's going to be cheaper. Yeah, Purple Power. And is it good? Yeah, it's okay. Is it an industrial strength degreaser that's going to, be designed for what we do? Probably not. Are you going to get results? There will be some results. Are they going to be outstanding results? Probably not. But again, it goes back to like your customers asking you, like, well, I understand that you gave me your price, but I want something cheaper. Okay, well, go with somebody cheaper. And they're going to get probably not the same results. It's the same thing. I mean, we have to look at our businesses just like our customers look at us, right? And we have to look at the things that we use within our business, just like customers that are looking to hire us. So I don't know. Are flyers a good advertisement method? Absolutely. Let's see. I don't know who Lab Alley is. As far as SH and bulk, I mean, I would just Google pool supply, industrial supply, call a couple of those places and ask them who, if they don't sell it, who does, and they're going to be able to point you in the right direction. How much would you charge for oxidation removal from Southeast Soft Wash New Oxnox? How much would you charge for oxidation removal? That's a loaded question because I don't know what you're trying to remove the oxidation from. I don't know, how big it is. I don't typically assign a price per square foot or anything because that's just not how I run. But I would look at the structure. I would determine how much Oxnox I would need. And from my understanding, Oxnox does a phenomenal job, and there's actually not a whole lot of agitation needed, like so many of these oxidation removal chemicals. But I've not played with it yet. In fact, Cody and Aaron, excuse me, Cody and Aaron were at my house yesterday. We were sitting on the back porch looking at the brand new pool that's finally done. And they were in town calling on a couple local distributors, showing them some of their new stuff, like their batch buster valve and their, just some of the things there. Their tall reach tips, the new redesigned Real Deal hose reels. What else? Their Smart Stream, their Smart Blend, like some really cutting edge stuff. But so they were in town and we got to hang out. We went out for some dinner the night before, nice sushi meal, Aaron's request. But yeah, so I've not had a chance to play with it. How many truck skids does your company have? 3 trucks, 3 trailers. We don't have skids. Okay, Zep, that's awesome. I don't think it works. Where are good places to put the flyers? People's mailboxes? That's where I would probably put flyers. F9 worked the best, but stupid expensive. I'm not sure. I know F9 makes some good products. I've not used their product in a really long time, but I do hear people say they're expensive. But you just said that it works great, or you didn't, but somebody said F9 works great, but it's expensive. Okay, well, charge accordingly. That's the bottom line, right? Pass the expense on to the customer. And if those customers don't want to pay for that added expense, they're not a good customer. What do you use for oxidation on cement siding? Can you explain to me the process? We do not do any oxidation removal. Oxidation removal is very time consuming, or at least it was prior to some of the newer products like Oxnox from Southeast Soft Wash. And when there's services that require extensive amounts of time and you're limited on what you charge, I think your time is better spent doing things that are more highly profitable. I'd rather go do 3 house washes and make X amount of dollars than 1 house wash and then a house wash and an oxidation removal and just make, like, we don't do it. So the process is you apply, and on fiber cement siding, I'm not exactly sure what the same process is because I know that it does get oxidized, but I don't know how well this stuff works. That's a question for the folks that sell the chemical. What do you think is a good price for SH per gallon? I couldn't tell you how much a gallon of SH costs off the top of my head, but we go through probably, I don't know, 150, 200 gallons a week, I would guess, of 10-ish% SH. And my guys, they fill up and then they leave. I get an invoice. It's entered into QuoteIQ at the end of the week. And honestly, it kind of goes back to a saying that my dad told me. Is we were talking about vehicles, or I overheard him talking about like buying a new car or something. And somebody said to him, how many gallons or how many miles per gallon does that vehicle get? And he said, I don't know. And they're like, well, what do you mean you don't know? He's like, I don't know how many miles per gallon. And if you have to ask how many miles per gallon a car gets, you can't afford that car. Conversely, yes, you need to know what the cost of a gallon of SH is so you can plan, you can charge your customer accordingly. All of that calculates out to, your overhead and how you apply your overhead to your business to come up with your pricing structure. Unbelievably important. So when I say I don't know what the cost per gallon is right now, it's because I don't know what the exact latest price is per gallon. But yes, you do need to know that. But also, like most places, it's all going to be right around the same if you're buying in bulk. When you started washing houses, did you have a full-on soft wash setup, whether home built or purchased, or did you try to do it the hard way first? I don't know what you mean by the hard way. When we first started, and we still probably downstream 80% of the time. So we're using pressure washers downstreaming, which is still a soft wash process, 80% of the time. Some of the guys are more, they like the soft wash equipment better. But no, when we started, soft washing wasn't even a thing. It was always downstreaming for us. And then we got into roof washing, which you have to have soft wash systems, whether it's air, whether it's gas, whether it's electric. We use electric now. We've used them all. But what we found is the 24 volts from Southeast, the 12 volt from Remco is what they use on all of their stuff, which is what we use on all of ours. Let's see. Oh, when you started soft washing. Okay. So yeah. But I don't know what the hard way is. I mean, the hard way would be like a pump up sprayer. No, never did that. Cody, Aaron, and Mike, the 3 ripoff musketeers. I don't know if you're trying to be insulting or not, but it's not. And Cody is spelled with a T. Hey, Mike, I'm in the process of building a Cat 4S. Blah, 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 blah. I have purchased a valve kit, seal kit, brass inserts, and cat oil. Still need to order unloader, rebuild kit, and replace. Nice. Do you mostly get your bookings from customers through your website or through the phone? Thanks. Most of our business is repeat business because we've been around for so long. But we do a lot through the website because we have a pretty good online presence. My question to you, what was your question? There it is. What is your favorite place to travel? Gosh, I love Colorado. We went and took the kids skiing in Beaver Creek. That's a beautiful place. I also like tropical. Tropical is good, but like we're heading up to New York City here shortly. Going to go have some good food. We're going to go take in some Broadway plays. We're going to go watch Mean Girls. We're going to go watch the Book of Mormon. So, it just depends it just depends on kind of the mood that I'm in. We just got the youngest kids their passports so we can, do a little international travel with them and not have to, think too hard about it when it's time just to pull the trigger and go somewhere. Probably I want to go to Greece. I think that would be pretty awesome. Italy. Okay. How do you market for commercial jobs? I don't know if you're necessarily marketing for commercial jobs. Obviously, you need to have a website with a commercial, page and information. But I think more than just having a marketing it's not, like I said, it's not necessarily marketing. I think you need to get out, find the people that are making the decisions in those markets, in those niches that you're trying to go after, and find who they are and stay in front of them, right? Join the groups that they're in. If there are professional organizations for apartment communities, for property managers, like find them, get involved, do the Better Business Bureau, things, do your local the local, community things that businesses do on the week. There's all kinds of stuff you can look for. Just you kind of insert yourself in their world, and you're gonna be able to find out who's calling the shots and go from there. I live in rural Oklahoma. Lots of homes using well water. Should I run a filter on a pump? Always run a filter on a pump, no matter what. Also, a water pressure gauge. I don't know about that. I mean, probably what I would do is you're going to want to have a buffer tank, and that buffer tank is going to, help save you if you're drying out pumps or wells. No, please do not open anyone's mailbox. Some reason Amazon, others can. 𝗤𝘂cie𝗁𝗲𝗜𝗤. Yeah. You're right. It's a federal offense because, to put a flyer or something in a person's mailbox. I know there's probably thousands and thousands of hardened criminals in prison right now as a result of putting flyers in mailboxes. Please, people, please. Just wondering who won the truck for the giveaway. It was a gentleman by the name of Ben Nelson. He is in Virginia, and he's going to be picking the truck and the skid up, I think, within the next couple of weeks. It's over in Louisiana, and so he's going to coordinate that and get all that stuff picked up. What GPM are your pressure washers? 8 gallons per minute are what we have. Yes, ripoffs for sure. AK Mothman. What do you mean by ripoff? That's actually very interesting. Is it because I don't know, AK Mothman, tell me what you mean by ripoffs. Do you know of any courses that you would recommend for learning about different types of stones used on driveways and garden patios, specifically focusing on pressure and soft washing techniques? Not necessarily on stones. I don't know exactly what you mean, but no, I'm not familiar with anything like that. Here in the Netherlands, it seems like everyone prefers a different kind of stone for their outdoor spaces. Yeah, there's going to be a learning curve there. What occupations did you have before being an entrepreneur? I've always been in sales. Went to college, graduated from college, and went into corporate sales for a number of different companies. Is it better to quote by the square foot or by time when I'm just starting out? That's a question that's best answered by yourself. I think it's great to understand square foot pricing. I think it's great to be able to look at a house or whatever and say, it's going to take me X amount of time to do that. I'm going to charge this much based on my average hourly rate, or my required hourly rate based on my overhead, all of which can be found in QuoteIQ. You can enter all of your data, and it will give you your hourly rate that you should target, break even hourly rate, and then you add in your margin, and it'll tell you what you should charge per hour. And then you can compare the two. Okay, am I accurate with my square foot average price, or in comparison to my flat rate price? So I think it's great to have both. Go into businesses and shake hands, bring in cookies, send emails. They have to know who you are and what you do. Yes, that is great for commercial. How do you offer stone impregnation? And I've never impregnated a stone, and I never plan to. What are all the courses you have? Go to pwcourse.com and you'll see everything that we have. And if you use promo code 20 for, I've got it set that it's going to end tonight at midnight, you get 20% off anything on that site, pwcourse.com, all the courses, all the marketing stuff, 20% off. So you guys can check that out. I'm going to buy a new hose. Which one is the best? I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what hoses are best. like and I've said this about other components as well. Like a hose is a hose is a hose for the most part, right? And because of that, I rely on the people that I buy my stuff from to vet who they're buying their stuff from, right? We buy a lot from Southeast Softwash. We buy a lot of stuff locally from L&H Industrial. I trust that the people at both of those places are savvy enough in their own business that they're buying from reputable suppliers, so then they can provide that to their customers, because the last thing that they want to do is manage other people's problems, right? And by managing other people's problems is we all have our own problems, right? I don't want to create more problems if I'm a retailer by selling a shitty product, right? Because it's just going to cause them headaches. So they're going to find the best products. They're going to sell the best products that give them the less headaches and make them the most money. So I trust the people that I buy. I trust those folks. Let's see. I'm going to buy a new hose. I read that. Kevin says, I bought the course, and honestly, it's great. Needing a contractor's license here in California is stupid, though. I agree. That is stupid. Pressure washer hose. Ripoffs, LOL. Go try to be a doctor or a dentist. Talk about ripoffs. How much does it cost to be either $300 to learn how to earn about 1,000? 10,000 is nothing. No. That was my guy. Hey, Mike. Give me 1 second. Let's say, make it 100,000. I was thinking, James, that was a little light. What kind of pressure hose do you use? I just answered that. Have you ever cussed out a customer? I cussed out customers all the time. I've got a very short fuse, and I don't need their money that much. I mean, that's a great place to be, right? Like, can you run up and see what Mac needs? My phone died. Just take the golf cart and text me. It should be, I just plugged it in. It should be good to go. Let's see. Yes, I've cussed out customers. Do you run AdWords and Facebook ads? Which is better? So I have ads running, and they do well, I guess. I don't necessarily which do I think Google ads are better. Facebook ads have been successful as well. I know a lot of people that have had great success. Justin Rogers, he's got a phenomenal Facebook ads, and it wasn't a platform that I decided it was even worthwhile to try, and it has been. My particular ad spend, the ROI on it is phenomenal on both Google and Facebook. So I would definitely recommend you do both. Promo code is just 2020 to get 20% off. Who is emojiing with me? What would be the ideal setup for 5K? I would shop around. I would look at, different places and make sure that you get, the best bang for your buck, the most bang for your buck. Hey, Mike, Texas has a lot of metal roofs. I have the How to Wash course. Would you go more in depth as to cleaning? I just made a video about metal roof cleaning on YouTube, so check that out. We don't do a lot of metal roofs, and I shy away from metal roofs simply because they get very slick. If they're not walkable, or if they are walkable, they get very slick. You put sodium hypochlorite on there, they get even slicker. It becomes a danger. It becomes a hazard. And I'm not jeopardizing the safety of any of my employees to make a couple $100, right? It's just not worth it to us. And quite honestly, metal roofs are just a pain, and it's not something that we really dive really deep into in our own business. But if you want to, just email me and we can talk. I think Yelp is the dumbest shit ever. Yeah, shop local. I agree, Gorilla Softwash. Shop local. That way, if there's an issue, they stand behind it. Hold on. I did want to read that. I get my hose from two local vendors. One is a hydraulic hose supply, and the other is a pressure washer supply. Both are equally good. Personally, I get 2-wire. They will last longer. Yes, I like 2. Well, They either get 1 or 2 wire. It doesn't really matter. The guys really don't care. As far as the 2 wire is going to be, it's going to last longer. It's a little bit heavier. Back in the day, I used to, we'd go through hoses, we'd bust hoses. I'd go and get them repaired. I spent so much money repairing hoses and going back and forth. And it's one of those things that I think about today. And I'm like, damn, why did I waste so much time, energy, and resources trying to, make chicken salad out of chicken shit? When at the end of the day, I should have just got and bought a new hose, been done with it, and saved a lot of time. Are you doing, let's see, actually, now that I think about it, okay, what would be the best way for me to find good employees? Hold on, finishing. I've went through almost 100 candidates. Oh yeah, wow. Everyone is lazy and on the phone, no motivation, don't pay attention to detail. Fuck. Bear with me, please. Yes. You fucking idiot. I'm sorry. Hold, please. Okay, let's get back to these. We use Indeed. Indeed is a great source for employees, but even then you have issues because people are lazy inherently and they don't want to work. This is hard work. It's not easy. And, unless you're paying really well, which we do, then you're going to find that you don't get the best candidates for the job. So I think you get what you pay for. Oh, Craigslist would be the worst, I think. Okay, this is going to be good. AK Mothman. He said we were ripoffs. Bro, you are literally getting people who are just starting out and you take advantage of that fact. You take the trust they never should have given you and you line your pockets. Bam, there you go, bro. Now tell everyone how dumb I am. LOL. Well, I don't have to tell everybody how dumb you are. You just did that all on your own. Like, you made the point yourself. Like, you think that, yes, we're taking people that are new into the industry and we're teaching them how to do everything. We're giving them the resources they need to shortcut the learning curve so they can, be ahead of the game. They can get out there and hit the ground running and make more money quicker. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. There is no way to guarantee anybody success other than investing in yourself, investing in your business, which is investing in your future. And if that's a ripoff, then yeah, I'm the biggest scammer there is. Hello. Let's see. I've been asking people to leave me reviews on Yelp along with other platforms, and I can't figure out why I only have 9 reviews on there. And I found 37 other reviews that Yelp didn't. Yeah, I don't know. Yelp to me is kind of like, it's not where I would be focusing a whole lot of time or attention. When I worked as a sales green for True Green, we went through 450 candidates to hire 20. Out of 20 after 6 months, 5 remained. After 12 months, 2 remained. That was for door-to-door sales in like 10 years ago. Gosh, door-to-door sales is tough. On the phone calls. And so we should start telling our customers to stop hiring us and just clean their own stuff. Yeah, I don't think so. You get it figured out, Mike? Is that all he needed? Okay. All righty. So if there are any other questions, please go ahead and ask them now. I have been on for about 30 minutes and I am about to hop off. I would love to know who AKA Mothman is. I love the people that don't, they have like fake names, so they can't, they're tough when they're anonymous. But I'm guessing I didn't see anybody else jumping on the old I'm a scammer, I'm a ripoff artist bandwagon. So I would guess it's not a very accurate statement. Yes, quick question. I'll give you a quick answer. What you got, Valley Wash Pros? AKA Mothman. I invested myself and I've not regretted it one bit. I've been working full time now for about 4 months, made over 20,000 so far. Ripoffs? I don't think so. That's what Mothman basically want you guys to do. Mike, quick question. How much do you make a month off of making YouTube videos? LOL, you're a scammer. I don't know. I don't like, I'm not going to tell you. If you go to, there's a website that you can go to. Gosh, what is it called? Bear with me. I'm going to look to see what it is. If you go to Socialblade.com, you can type in whatever channel it is that you're looking at, you're interested in, and it will give you all of their statistics and revenue and things like that. So that's kind of something you can look at. Let's see. You said you hate Yelp. What do you all use for marketing? What's your favorite marketing process? Yeah, Yelp to me, it's like nobody. I've never ever heard anybody say, hey, I'm looking for a restaurant, in Savannah or wherever you live. And somebody goes, oh, just Yelp it. Nobody's ever said that ever in the history of the internet. Nobody has ever referenced Yelp for anything. Yelp is the online version of the Yellow Pages. When the Yellow Pages, which used to be the phone book, right? A big, huge thing back in the day when it was a thing, people would pay a lot of money. I used to pay a ton of money to get ads printed in the Yellow Pages. That went away because of cell phones and the internet and everything else. Nobody needs the Yellow Pages anymore. And so the Yellow Pages, Yelp, needed to figure out what they were going to do in order to survive. So they decided to try to make their service or whatever online. Well, you don't need that because you've got Google, you've got, every other search engine that is popular. Yelp is a paid service. And that most of the people that are on there are paying to be on Yelp. You don't necessarily need to do that. That's why we have, Google. So that's why I don't like Yelp. What's your favorite marketing? I love email marketing. I'm a big fan of direct mail. I'm a big fan of like 5-arounds, utilizing our manpower to target specific areas. That's really what I like. Next Insurance, give them a call. I was cut in half and after a few points gets very laggy. QuoteIQ measuring tool, the blue footage counter is cut in half and after a few points gets very laggy. Will you send a ticket to support? Send it. It's within the app on the sidebar. Send us a little thing. Send us a screenshot, a screen recording, and we'll take a look at it. I don't know what device you're using. I don't know, if it's an Android, then there's all kinds of different Android devices, and those typically are the only ones that we hear problems from as Android users, which is very annoying. Just go buy an Apple product if you would. But yeah, send us and let us know what device you're using. Make sure everything is up to date. That would be great. Do you a customer support team for QuoteIQ? Yes, we do. Do you a customer? Yes, we do have a customer support team. What do you think of Next Insurance? I've got Next Insurance for my general liability. Indeed works good. Yellow Pages do good. Yeah, back in the day, you had to have a Yellow Pages ad because that's where everybody went. What are some tips for direct mail? I want to do some mailing. Go to postcardmania.com, and that's who I use. They do a phenomenal job. If you decide they've got some promos, so just tell them that you heard about them from me, and they can hook you up. The issue I currently have is I need someone that can answer the phone and give pricing and schedule. How can I train someone for that? I don't know. That's a tough one. I would call Jill's office. Just Google Jill's office. Tell them that I sent you over, and they can kind of walk you through some of that, because they do that. They schedule, they give pricing, and they do it every single day for businesses just like ours. So I would do that. I like door-to-door and 5 rounds and street signs. For yard signs, Mike has established business so he can afford EDM. Oh, that's true. How many employees do we have? It depends on what you're talking about, because I am involved in a bunch of different businesses and we've got a bunch of employees. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I hope I answered some of your questions. If you've got any more, you can leave them in the comment section, and I will do my best to respond to those. And Omar, watch my channel. There's all kinds of great information on there. A bunch of businesses. So that is it. And appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. And I hope you had a great week too. See you.